Hello everybody, happy Tuesday. Today we are going to continue reading our book. We are on chapter 4 and chapter 4 is called Moving On Up. Let's go, Jonah urges as we try to hike up the snowy hill. The mountain is packed with evergreen trees. It feels like a maze, a snowy maze on a mountain. At least it stopped snowing. This would be a lot easier if there was a chairlift. I pant. You can do it, he says. Jonah takes wall climbing lessons on the weekends. I do not. You might think that climbing lessons wouldn't make a difference in this situation, since we aren't climbing a snowy mountain and not a wall. But it does. I'm not so good at it. Plus my legs are half numb. Step with your heel, he says. I'm trying to, Jonah, but I'm wearing socks, and anyways, what does that even mean, step with my heel? What else would I be stepping with? You should have worn boots, he says, or slippers. I narrow my eyes, and then I bend down to pack a snowball in my very cold and slightly stiff fingers and throw it at the back of his head. Bullseye. Hey, Jonah cries. I can't help giggling. Sorry, it was an accident. My limbs aren't working correctly in this cold. Oh yeah? Jonah laughs. He brushes the snow off his shoulders and then runs ahead until I can't see him. Don't you dare, Jonah, I yell. He doesn't answer. I crouch down and pack another snowball. My fingers are freezing, but it will be worth it when I win the snowball fight. I'm ready for you, I yell. I cautiously creep ahead. Nothing. Nothing. No, not a huge snowball comes soaring towards me like a big, white, scary football. I duck and fling the snowball in my hand. Jonah's snowball lands on the ground beside me. Miss me, I holler. Abby, Jonah says, you hit someone in the shoulder. Yeah, you, I hope, I crackle. He comes running down towards me. No, you hit a kid. What? I ask. Who? I look around. We've made it to the top of the mountain, and I see, and a kid is standing there, and he is dusting the snow off his shoulder. He's about my age with shaggy light brown hair and a pale face. He's wearing gray pants and boots, which makes me very jealous, a navy sweater and a green scarf, and gloves, navy gloves, wonderful, warm navy gloves. I'm even more jealous of those than I am of his boots. It's all I can do not to rip them off of him. Instead, I force myself not to act like a lunatic, and then get ready to apologize. Hi there, I say to him. I'm so sorry I hit you with a snowball. That was meant for my brother. Whoa, this is the coolest place ever, Jonah says. The mystery boy doesn't seem fazed by the igloo castle. He walks right through the snowy yard and through the ice-coated doors. Why did he go inside with a bunch of sticks, I wonder? Maybe he's building a fire, Jonah says. It must be cold in there. No, wait. I bet they're arms. Huh? Snowman arms. Look at the roof. I look up on the roof, and standing on it are two fully built snowmans with hats, carrots for noses, coal for eyes, and branches for arms. There's another in process snowman that has a nose and a hat but no arms. And look there, Jonah adds, pointing over to the side of the yard. There are three more snowmen, a snow fort, and impressions in the yard that look like snow angels. This kid must have spent a lot of time playing in the snow. I gasp. Jonah, I know who that kid is. It must be Kai. Who? The boy from the story, Gerda's friend, the one that the Snow Queen puts under a spell. Didn't he seem like he was under a spell? Definitely, Jonah says. A zombie spell. A snowman making zombie smell. Then we hear it again. Ruff, 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 ruff. My heart jumps. Prince's bark. It sounds much closer now. Where is it coming from, I ask. Ruff. I look up once more. It's Prince. He's on the roof. He's charging towards the railing, knocking over one of the snowmans as he goes. I've never been happier to see his little furry brown body. And he sees us. He's barking at us. Hi, Prince, hi, I call out, hopping on my tiptoes so I can see him better. Can you jump down? Jonah calls to him. I think it's too far, I say. It's about 2 stories up there. Don't jump down, I yell. We'll come get you, Prince. We love you. Ruff, ruff. Suddenly, a woman, more like a teenager, rises onto the roof beside Prince. Her hair is silver, long, and curly, and her eyes are ice blue, and she's wearing a long white dress and a white fur coat. Her skin sparkles like it's covered in body glitter. My breath catches in my throat. She's the Snow Queen. She has to be. I can't take my eyes off her. Even though she's the Queen of Cold, she is memorizing as fire. Stop making such a racket, you mutt, she says to Prince, and her voice is cold as ice. Her words send a pulse of fear through my entire body. Jonah slinks behind me. Is that Elsa? Jonah asks. That's not Elsa, I say softly. This Snow Queen is terrifying. Where did she come from? I wonder out loud. Did she just magically appear? Kai pops up onto the roof next, holding the sticks in his hand. He inserts them into the snowman that was missing arms. Did he just appear too? I asked. No, they both came up a staircase in the middle of the roof. It's behind Prince. Ahaha. Ruff, 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 ruff. Prince called out to us. He's jumping up and down, exactly like he does when we get home from school. His whole body is trembling with excitement. Stop that yapping immediately, the Snow Queen tells him, or you'll regret that. Oh no, I murmur. It feels like the moment before the storm. The air gets heavy and dark, and something awful is about to happen. I know it. Jonah is trying to make a motion with his hand for Prince to be quiet, but instead of listening, our puppy just wags his tail harder and barks even louder. The Snow Queen steps closer to Prince. Don't say I didn't warn you, she says, then leans towards him, puckers up. What is she doing? Prince, I yell. Run, Prince, run! With her lips all rounded, the Snow Queen looks like she's blowing Prince a kiss, but it's not a kiss. I can actually see the air that is coming out of her mouth. It's like steam from a kettle, a tiny white tornado. Prince lifts his paws and starts to run. The kiss hits him and he slows down, looking dazed. The Snow Queen puckers up again, and another tornado shoots out of her mouth. I'm scared, Jonah says. His voice is trembling. Prince, I yell again. A sad sound escapes from Prince's doggy's mouth, and then he freezes in mid-motion. He's stuck in one place, one paw up and about to take a step. His tail still on high alert. His fur gets a white glaze all over. He looks like a dog who's been locked in the freezer for too long. He looks like he looks like he has freezer burn. I gasp. I feel a stab in my heart. He looks frozen. The Snow Queen just froze my dog. Chapter 6 is called Doxical. No, Jonah and I both scream. No, no, no. I'm too shocked to move, but Jonah starts running towards the igloo castle. Then he slips and falls. My heart pounds as I try to help him up. She hurt our dog, Jonah calls out. She turned him into a popsicle. No, a dogsicle. Is he? I can't say it. He can't be dead. He just can't be. I feel a lump in my throat. His eyes are blinking. Look, he's still alive. He's just frozen. You froze our dog, you evil person, you. Jonah waves his fist at the roof. Shh, Jonah, I hiss, squeezing his arm. The Snow Queen takes a step towards the railing. Come here, children. Come closer. Come play with Kai. Have you ever made a snow angel? Kai looks like he's in trance. He's now lying on his back on the roof, flopping his arms and making what I'm guessing is a snow angel. She's creepy, Jonah whispers. Do we have to go with her? I don't know, I whisper back. But we need to save Prince. But I don't want the Snow Queen to put us under her spell, and then we're all in trouble. What spell? The zombie spell or the dogsicle one? Either. Come on, children, the Snow Queen says. Come closer. She puckers up her lids. Mwah! The white tornado stream shoots from her lips and it's heading right towards us. I take Jonah's hand and yank him back away from the yard. Run! She's blowing us magical kisses. Jonah pulls his hand away. We can't leave Prince. We have to, I say, feeling awful but knowing we don't have a choice. We'll come back and get him when the Snow Queen isn't here. In the original story, she's always traveling. We'll come back when she's out of town. But how will we know when she's out of town, Jonah demands. More tornado steam is headed our way. I don't know, but we've got to get out of here now. We have to run back down the mountain. I yank Jonah's arm, and we take off. Follow me, Jonah shouts. There's a section with no trees. We'll slide down there. It's a straight shot to the bottom. It will be faster. I follow him. My breath catching as I run. Slide? I ask. Like on a sled? Yes, he calls back, still running. Except without the sled. On what then? On our stomachs. No. We'll break our noses. We reach the clearing and hesitate at the edge. It looks steep, very steep. Can we roll? Jonah asks. I think it's safer to go on our backs, like a water slide. Jonah nodded. See you at the bottom. Race ya. He takes 3 steps back and then runs and does a flying leap down the hill. Oh boy, I hope I don't regret this. I quickly launch myself, feet first. I go fast. The ice is hard against my back, and the momentum keeps pushing my head down, even though I want to sit up to see where I'm going. The wind and the ice and the snow bite at my cheeks. I have to close my eyes because they start to burn from the ice pellets. I wish I had goggles. I wish I had a helmet. I wish I had a toboggan. Don't hit a tree, I repeat to myself over and over. But I'll admit it, if I wasn't afraid of slamming into a tree, this would have been kind of fun. Jonah certainly thinks so. I can hear him yelling, "Wahoo!" far ahead of me. You're almost there, he calls out. I wrench my eyes open. The slide of the mountain leads to a frozen lake at the bottom, a frozen lake that I'm about to crash into. I brace myself for the impact. Yowza, I scream as I slide across the lake, spinning like a top. When I eventually stop spinning, I try and sit up, but I feel dizzy. I can't see the Snow Queen or her scary breath anymore. Does that mean we lost her? I just hope we haven't lost Prince, too. I try not to think about how we're going to get back up that mountain. Now where's Jonah? I spot him a few hundred feet away on the other side of the lake. That was amazing, as he glides towards me. If you say so, I reply. All right, I admit it. It was kind of amazing. So now what do? He asked me, looking worried. Good question. I look towards the mountain. We have to get back up there to unfreeze Prince, but we have to wait until the Snow Queen leaves. But how will we know when she leaves? My brother persists. Let me think. I push myself up off the ice. In the all-body sledding excitement, I forgot about the cold, and now that I am standing still, I feel a chill over my body. I rub my hands against my fleece sweatshirt. I wish I was wearing 2 fleece sweatshirts, or maybe just a fleece snowsuit. Maybe we'll wait a few hours and then we'll climb back up, Jonah suggests. I guess so, I say, although a heated helicopter would be nice. His eyes widen. I would be an amazing helicopter pilot. I snort. I'm sure you would be, Jonah, but seriously, I don't know how long we can stay out here dressed the way we are. If the sun goes down, we're going to be in trouble. We'll freeze. Jonah glances at my watch. My watch says it's 1. How many hours do you think have passed since we got here? The sun is lower now. It feels like around 3, right? He nods. So an hour at home was about 3 hours here. Seems right, I say. I try and calm my nerves. We've been gone for only an hour. My parents are still asleep. We'll get home before they wake. They won't find out that we broke our promise. I hesitate. Hey, Jonah, maybe I should wear the watch. For safekeeping. He clutches his wrist protectively. No way, it's my Spider-Man watch, and I want to wear it. I'll keep it safe, I swear. As safe as you kept Dad's iPhone, or Mom's laptop, or your new karate Crocs game. In the last month, Jonah left Dad's iPhone on the corner of the counter where it fell off and shattered, and then he somehow, and for some unknown reason, removed the G and the K keys from Mom's keyboard, and he dropped his karate Crocs game in the toilet. He's not very good with electronics. I'll be careful, he says. Hey, want to go skating while we wait for the Snow Queen to leave? Did you sneak skates through the mirror too? No, I wish. I meant like pretend skating, like this. He attempts to skate across the ice in his slippers. Or should we play hockey? He pretends to run as if he's chasing a puck, and he ends up tripping and landing his elbows down on the ice. That's when I hear it. A loud crack. Oh no, I don't like the sound of cracks. Cracks don't mean good things. Not for bones, not for mirrors, or for frozen lakes. Jonah, what was that? Jonah is staying perfectly still. The ice is splintering around him. Abby, he says slowly, I think we have a problem. No kidding, I reply. What do I do? He squeaks. I try not to panic. Don't move. I don't want you to make it worse. But if I don't move, how will I get off the lake? How do I get off the lake that's about to break? Good point. Okay, maybe move. But you can't really move. But can you move really slowly towards me? He stands up carefully. The ice holds. Now step towards me, I say. He takes 1 step. So far, so good. I hold my breath. He takes another step. Another. Crack, crack, crack. It sounds like popcorn popping. A spider web of cracks spread across the ice. The cracks reach all the way to me. Jonah and I lock eyes, and then crack. The lake breaks, and both of us plunge into the frigid water. Chapter 6 is called The Worst Pool Ever. The cold water feels like thousands of needles piercing my body. I kick, I splash to stay afloat. Ouch, ouch, ouch. The water is so cold. I have never felt water so cold. Where's Jonah? Is he okay? I strain to lift my head above the water. My hat falls off and probably sinks to the bottom. I'm surrounded by huge chunks of ice floating in the water. Great, just great. I don't like swimming in regular water, never mind freezing cold water filled with ice shards poking me and trying to turn me into a human ice cube. At least there are no sharks in lakes. There's no sharks in lakes, right? Right. Jonah, I scream. Jonah, are you okay? I don't hear him. I don't see him. I have to save Jonah. Where is he? I'm here, he yells back. His left arm is in the air, and he's paddling towards me. I'm okay, kind of. It's hard to tread in water, but I'm trying to keep my watch dry. But don't worry, Abby. I won't let anything happen to the watch. I promise. I will keep it safe no matter what. Don't worry about the watch, I yell back. Just worry about not drowning. My toes and fingers are starting to freeze. Must keep swimming, must not drown. I need a plan. Yes, a plan. What's my plan? How am I going to not drown? Oh, I know. I need to get out of the water. I need to get to land. But where is the land? I try and grab onto a chunk of ice that looks secure, but it breaks off in my hand. What do? I need to think. Can't think. Brain is too cold. Teeth are chattering. Feet are cold too. Can't move. Slam. Ouch. Something heavy just hit me in the face. A shark is attacking my face. No, we're in a lake. There are no sharks in the lake, right? I hear, grab the rope. Rope. I take another look at the floating heavy thing beside me. Oh, it's a rope. I take hold of it with my icy hands. Hold on tight, I hear. I do my best to squeeze my hands around the rope and hold on. I force every part of me to wrap my legs around the end. I feel like it's being yanked. I'm being pulled towards the shore. I keep scraping against shards and chunks of ice. Jonah, too! I shout. Jonah, too! At least I think that I shout it. I can't tell if my mouth is actually moving. Finally, I find a hard ice under my feet. Land. Ice land. But still land. Put this on, a voice says. A large brown blanket covers my soaking wet shoulders. Ah, so warm. So good. Thank you, I say, teeth chattering. Jonah, my brother. We have to get him. Give me the rope. I have to go back in. We got him, an evergreen tree says. The tree saved him. Hooray. No, wait, that's my frozen brain talking. Or maybe my eyeballs have iced over. I blinked multiple times. Standing beside me is a small, talking evergreen tree. It has a brown trunk and many green pine needles protruding from its body. I also think it has blue eyes and a pointy nose. It takes me a few seconds to realize that the tree is actually a girl. She's wearing brown pants and a dark green coat that has pine needles taped to it. Her face is painted dark green, and she's wearing a hat that has pine needles on it too. A tuffet of blonde hair peeks out from under the hat. It's a girl in a tree costume. Is it Halloween in the kingdom? The girl looks so young, about my age. There's also a woman dressed as a tree standing behind her. She's wearing a patch over one of her eyes and is glaring at me with the other. The girl points out to the other side of the lake and motions to a shivering lump sitting in the snow. I realize that it's not actually a lump. It's my brother wrapped in a brown blanket. Two other trees are sitting beside him. Make that two people in tree costumes. Thank you. I manage to say, is my brother okay? Yep. The tree girl smiles. It's your lucky day. Can I ask you why you're dressed as trees? I ask, still shaking. Is that the style here? It's our style, the girl says and laughs. What does that mean? Why were you guys in the lake anyways? She asked me. It's a long story, but basically the Snow Queen stole our dog. Her blue eyes widen. The Snow Queen? Really? Her castle's around here? Right up the mountain, I say. No way, the tree girl squeals. I wish I could meet her. She turns to the tree woman with the eye patch. Mother, the Snow Queen lives close by. The tree woman glares at the tree girl and me with her good eye. Get in the sled. Kinda rude, I think. The tree girl touches my wet arm. Hey, you better change into something dry before you don't get sick. Do you want to borrow some clothes? Thank you so much, I say, feeling very grateful. Do you happen to have extra shoes too, or boots? I can barely feel my toes. I'm sure we have something in the sled. She says, follow me. Can Jonah come too? He's probably freezing. She laughs. Oh yeah, you're both coming. A weird reply, but I wave Jonah over. He's standing up now, bundled in the blanket. I see that he has lost his slippers in the lake. How many pairs of slippers have we lost in fairy tales by now? 1 million? Mother doesn't want us to get too close to the Snow Queen, the tree girl whispers, but I would love to meet her. She has freezing powers. I wish I had freezing powers. She doesn't seem very nice, though, I say. She uses her powers to hurt people. Tree girl shrugs. Whatever. Jonah reaches us. His teeth are chattering. You okay? I ask, putting my arms around him. Of course. That was fun. I resist the urge to roll my eyes. Only Jonah would find almost drowning in an ice lake fun. She's giving us clothes, I say, as we follow the tree girl deeper into the forest. The other tree women are not far behind us. Isn't that nice of her? Thank you, Jonah says to the tree girl. Then he whispers to me, why are they all dressed up as trees? Are we going to have to dress as trees? I don't know, I say, but I'd rather dress as a tree than stay in my sopping wet sweatshirt and pajamas. Me too, he says. It's right there, the tree girl's pointing. It takes us a while to see the sled, but it's a white sled and it blends right in with the snow. But then I make it out and I realize that there is a white and gray horse standing in front of it. Wait, it's not a horse, it's bigger, and it has two huge, long, gray antlers. Is that a reindeer? I ask. Yes, Tree Girl says. Cool, Jonah explains. I've always wanted to see a reindeer. The proper name is actually caribou, I say. This caribou has a small bell around its neck. Well, I prefer reindeer, the reindeer says. I blink in surprise. Did the reindeer just speak? No, I must have imagined it. I stare at the creature. Reindeer got your tongue, the reindeer says. My brain must have cold lake damage. Did anybody else hear this reindeer talk? I ask. I did, Jonah explains. You can talk, he says to the reindeer. Yeah, the reindeer scuffs, and he has a very deep voice. So can you. We should both get medals. I laugh from shock. I can't help it. A reindeer is making fun of us. Of all the things I thought could happen when I went through the mirror in my basement tonight, this was not one of them. Although now, thinking about it, maybe the reindeer and the original Snow Queen did talk. Put these on, Trigger orders, reaching into the back of the sled and passing me a lump of clothes. There was a ton of stuff in the sled. Some silver forks and spoons and plates and some picture frames, more blankets, more clothes. Is that a statue? And a painting. Weird. I shake out the outfit. It's furry and white. Is this a polar bear costume, I ask? Yes, Trigger says. Mine's a penguin costume, Jonah says. I've always wanted a penguin costume, and it has a hood. I cover myself with a blanket so I can have some privacy from the tree woman. Then I peel off my wet sweatshirt, pajamas, and socks. I step into the white, furry one piece. There's a side zipper. And then I pull on the white, furry mittens and the white, furry booties. The costume head is separate. It's also white and furry, but has a black nose and holes for my mouth and eyes and two furry white ears. I put it on, not because I want to look like a polar bear, but because my face is really cold and my wet hair has turned to icicles. I drop the blanket and remerge. I see Jonah. Jonah sees me. We both laugh hysterically. Is that you, Abby? He asks. It is, I say. Jonah's costume is even more ridiculous than mine. His arms and legs are black, and there's a giant white oval over his stomach, and his booties are bright yellow. At least his costume doesn't have a cover his face. There's just a yellow beak and white eyes on the hood. Is it a costume holiday in this kingdom? I asked your girl. Sure, she says with another laugh. A costume holidays. I have a bad feeling. I can't put my finger on. What is this kingdom called? I wonder out loud. It's not a kingdom. It's a republic. There is no king or no queen. But what about the Snow Queen? Isn't she the queen? I ask. She has freezing powers, but she does not run the republic. No one runs the republic a blizzard. Then why is she called the queen? She shrugs. Maybe Queen is her last name. Jonah licks his lip. That's what the republic is called? Blizzard? Yes, Trigger says. Like the ice cream at Dairy Queen? I love those. I would totally have a DQ Blizzard right now. Seriously, Jonah? I say, ice cream now? He shrugs. I'm hungry. He taps Trigger on the shoulder. Is there anything we could eat in the sled? We have hot chocolate, she says. She reaches into the back and pulls out 2 thermoses and then pours the liquid into 2 mugs. I take a big sip. Yum. I'm not exaggerating when I say this might be the most delicious thing I've ever tasted in my entire life. The warm liquid makes my body melt and is the best in the best possible way. Now that hits the spot, I say. Thank you. I tell the tree girl again. For everything. It's nothing, she says, turning red and looking into the icy ground. No, really. You guys saved our lives. I wish I could get you a thank you present, like chocolates. I think a pork pie. Or flowers. I'm allergic to flowers, she says. They make me sneeze. Then definitely no flowers. But seriously, we'd freeze without these costumes. We'll give them back to you when we're done with them. I mean, I'm not exactly sure how we'll do that since we don't live nearby and we're not staying long. Oh, maybe we could trade you for the costumes for our pajamas. They'll dry eventually. They're very comfy and almost brand new. We've probably left behind even more pajamas and slippers and various fairy tales. Yeah, I can wear this costume at Halloween, Jonah squeals, patting his penguin belly. The reindeer snorts. You guys are clueless. I'm so startled to hear him talking again that his words take a second to register. Excuse me? The reindeer looks right at me and starts blinking. Again, and again. What is he doing? Are you okay? I ask him. Is there something in your eye? He sighs and stops blinking. You are really clueless. Trigger nods. He's right. You are. Huh? Jonah asks. My cheeks heat up. We're not clueless. I don't like being human. I don't like being called clueless. I have lots of clues. I feel an urge to roar at the tree girl, like a polar bear. Tree girl pulls a pine needle out of her mouth and says, You're both coming with us. No, we're not, I say. We have to rescue our dog, Jonah says. He's with the Snow Queen, and he's frozen. We're waiting until the Snow Queen goes on one of her trips. She does a lot of traveling. The Snow Queen? The reindeer asks. She's evil. Your dog is toast. I hope you said goodbye. My heart stops. We're going to save him, I say. I wouldn't go near the Snow Queen if you paid me, the reindeer says. We have to go, Jonah says. He's our dog. and I notice that all 4 of the tree people are circling around us like sharks. Well, like sharks dressed as trees. I don't think you understand, Tree Girl says. You're not going anywhere. You are our prisoners. It dawns on me. The girl, the family, the statues, the forks, and all the other odd things in the sled. They are not nice people who saved our lives. Whatever warm is in my body drains out of me. You're the band of robbers, I guess. All 4 of them give us wicked smiles. They are? Jonah's jaw drops. You are? He makes his air guitar pose, which is not very funny given the circumstances. Oh, that's why they have all the tree costumes, not to mention the polar bear and the penguin costumes. These were the disguises. They helped them blend into the surroundings. They must have been robbing something before they saw us in the lake. We take things, yes, the one-eyed mother admits, and now we're taking you. You're the same age as our other prisoners. Other prisoners? Oh, she must mean Gerda. Just as in the original story, Mother points to Jonah's wrist, and we also want your watch. Jonah clamps his hand over. But it doesn't work anymore. It got wounded in the water. See? He shoves his arm at the woman. See? It says 1:30. And it's not 1:30, is it? She shrugs. I suppose not. I guess you can keep your broken watch. Jonah ties his hand behind his back. The mother's face tightens. Now get in the sled, or else. Another tree woman threatens us with her fist. I gulp. What do we do? Jonah whispers to me. In the original story, the little robber girl eventually lets Gerda escape. Gerda then comes back to the Snow Queen castle and figures out how to rescue Kai. True Girl must be the little robber girl. She's going to let Gerda escape. So she's going to let Gerda escape, which means we will probably be able to escape too. Maybe we're going back with the band of robbers and meeting up with Gerda isn't the worst idea. Maybe it's actually a good idea. Get in the sled, Mother snarls. Second row. We don't seem to have much of a choice anyways. Let's go, I tell Jonah. I climb inside the second of 4 rows. Jonah climbs in to the space beside me. The others climb into the other rows. Does this have a seatbelt? I ask. Everyone ignores me. I try to stay calm. Everything will be fine. We'll hitch a ride with Gerda back to the Igloo Castle, and then we'll save Kai and Prince. Presto, we're done. And that way, we don't mess up any of the story after all. Easy peasy, smooth sailing. Or in this case, smooth sledding. So that brings us to the end of that chapter. Thank you guys all for tuning in on this Tuesday night, and I hope to see everyone back here tomorrow on Wednesday. Have a good night.